we're gonna put the old COVID mask on the SMX here. We have my all-time favorite picture of Alex Taylor. I don't know who ever took that picture, but it totally got her true nature. I don't know if in the grand scheme of life it makes the car go from 595 to 575. I don't know. I doubt it. All right, little buddy, let's put your mask on before you start breathing. All right, so we are getting everything all prepped up for Sick Week. But first, let's go over and look at the turbo stuff of the break-in on the coating and the oil pump and see how that's all working, because it is really interesting. Don't have nothing smart to say here outside of just putting my torque converter bolts in and listening to the CNC, the 5-axis machine run over there. I'm not sure what it's cutting right now. You can go over there and look at it. Huh?
3-cylinder stuff.
Oh, 3-cylinder stuff. Yeah, go take a look at that. Interesting. Why did it run out of fuel? Just ran out of fuel pressure. What the heck? I just put 5 gallons in it. Hey, what do you think? Are you happy? Well, yeah, I mean, it just literally ran out of fuel right there, and it is empty. Stone cold empty. Yeah. Of course, I mean, the tank was pure empty when I started, but guess we'll just put some more fuel in it. And all the cylinders are firing. So I looked at all the EGTs. Everybody was happy there.
Oh, is it plugged off with that tank?
Yeah, no.
Backfeed did it.
Oh, god dang it. Yes, it did. It just filled up my back tank. Dang it. The combo Zeus tool. So, 3/16, like so, right? And I don't have any regular flat ones, but regular flat one. Same tool. In your pocket. So, real nice. I think we're going to make these some other color than black, though.
Dark gray.
Yeah, dark gray. Red, or something bright. They got to be bright. So that's the next revision that's coming. All right, so to explain to you guys how this all works, in case you don't know, this is the street fuel cell. Because I share a regulator and a port, because this is a total separate fuel system to the fuel system, that the mechanical methanol fuel system. So there's two valves that I change. This one and the one on the big regulator up front. Some idiot, me, forgot to turn this one off. So it just filled this fuel cell with methanol, which is, now I got to get all that fuel out, which is no big deal. I just go up there, turn on the fuel pump, and disconnect the line and cycle it all out. So that's where all my fuel went. I will not dump this fuel back into the other tank. You see that other valve right there with the red handle underneath that regulator. So I had one on but didn't have the other on. Now, an FYI is, if you have that regulator closed, this is the mechanical bypass. The other fuel pump is on, but if you have that bypass closed and this fuel pump hooked up, there's a 3/8 hex shaft, so 3/8 steel hex shaft that spins that fuel pump. And if that valve is closed, Bailey's done this before. If that valve is closed, it will shear off that 3/8. Think of it as a 3/8 bolt. It'll shear off that 3/8 bolt because it deadheads the pump. Now I gotta prime it, get it all started again.
Thanks, Cody.
Thanks, Cody. Should have said that to me earlier. Check that valve.
Yeah. How can you not know the problem? That didn't exist
I don't know
yet.
why he didn't know the problem right away. It's ridiculous. Okay, now let's look at the oil filter. Oh, now Kyle's gonna try starting up another engine. It's always something noisy. Here's the oil filter. I broke this loose, but normally I'd break this loose with a wrench. All right. So now this is all oil from the engine, including all of those scavenge sections. So this is basically the entire pump. Flows oil into this tank through the filter. So this is pre-filtered before it ever makes it to the engine. So fills the tank, goes from the tank back to the pump. Pump sucks it from the tank, puts it through this filter, then goes into my oil cooler, mandatory for street drives on these SMXs and SMLs, then into the engine. So it's actually a dual filtered system. This filter technically really isn't needed, but I had it plumbed into the car before I got this tank, and I didn't feel like jerking around with it. And you can see here, that is plenty clean. I don't see anything in there, and I also don't see any. Now this is our Smoil driven Smoil oil. Oh, see, that's clever. Smoil oil. So it's got a little bit of methanol in it, obviously, because it was sitting here running, and that's why it's green. We'll put this back on, clean this up, get this thing primed back up, start it, and we'll go check our oil pressure. I don't have any water in it yet, so that's no big deal. On methanol, these things are, every Pro Mod engine in the world doesn't have any water in it because there's no water jackets. So this is water jacketed, hence the big radiator. The They run these a lot longer than that. So sitting there idling like that ain't no big deal. If we were on gas and I was going to go run it, it would be a big deal. Dipstick. What? A little bit low, too.
You wouldn't have known that if you didn't have a
If I
dipstick.
didn't have a dipstick, I wouldn't have known that. Mental note, not on the dipstick. We need to get us some more oils on the stick. We'll check it running. You have to check these running, but since it's brand new oil fill and everything was drained out of it before, see where we're at. All right. Friggin' pipe blows right in my face. 52 pounds at idle right there, which is good. Normally, I think this thing is probably only up about 4 or 5 psi, but it's still up a little bit. So I think that's good. Oil pressure, check. I think everything is good there. I think we're gonna take the filter apart over here to clean up that one too, and then or just to check it. Sorry, that filter. So the pressure side filter. This one looked great. 53, 52 pounds. Like I said, it was usually around 46 to 48-ish, right around there before. So I think the pump's good. It's really surprising didn't see anything in here, but I think that, I don't know. I don't think we're going to see much material or anything there, but it's nice when you're filtering at the tank and you're filtering everywhere. So the only place there is material is in the filters. So it doesn't even get in the tank. It doesn't fill anything up. It's nice. So everything looks great there. Then, let's see here. We got that. Does idle better now that it has fuel pressure. Sounds more responsive, it's a little crisper. When that valve was open in the back, it didn't have, it would only have 43 pounds of fuel pressure. It idles at 90 pounds of fuel pressure. Normally on the race setup, so that's why it sounds better now. Oh, check. Okay, still full, so I think we're good now. Okay, so that's good. It's locking dipstick too. Well, okay, turbos are spinning real nice. I think I'm gonna jump in the car, and I think we're gonna put some cloth or something over the turbos to collect any dust that might come out. So I'm gonna jump in there. Didn't see anything coming out yet, and they're spinning really nice and free. So that looks good. They feel great. And see if we can collect any material out of it. I'm not gonna notice much of significant differences, and it's not. I think it should come up on the two-step okay. It doesn't normally ever run without the boost charge tubes on it, but we'll kind of see. It's also unhappy because my E-gates aren't hooked up. Although I could hook up the E-gates, but they'd just be dangling there. Alrighty, so we're going to put, I was thinking of putting some socks or something like nice clean white socks. And I thought, oh, Kyle didn't have clean white socks. Probably not.
No
There's
chance.
there's probably 5 holes in them. So it'd be totally useless because there's holes in them and they're probably like mildly brown.
They're already so dusty.
They're already so dusty and dirty that you can't tell anything anyway. So Kyle's socks are out. I wear black socks, so that's totally out. So, but you can still find the masks. So we're gonna put the old COVID mask on the SMX here and see how this rolls. We'll duct tape them on. We'll see if they work as well as they did for COVID. Orange safety duct tape. Now let's get the other one. All right, so in case you didn't know, or in case just to refresh your memory, so what we're doing here with our turbo masking is we are checking for material coming out from our coating, our abradable coating, self-clearancing coating that is taking up clearance where there would be clearance. If you want to go back and look at the video, I showed you 2 videos, I think, right there. Yeah, when we sent them out and then when we got them back. So now we're on, but since I don't have my charge tubes anyways, it actually works out pretty good that we're just going to see if I can put it on the 2-step, should go up on 2-step, and be able to, the turbos will get up to speed and not maximum speed, but get up to enough speed to see if it puts any little pepper into our masks. Now that's really lazy because it doesn't have any air going into the engine. That's super fat. It doesn't have any air going in the engine. So anyways, all right. Oh, so what did it look like?
They're just poofing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this one stayed fully on, that one broke.
Oh, and then I think we'll take these covers off and look at them. I can tell you right there, it looks like it did something. So let's take this, our, we'll call it the 2-step masking. Masking your 2-step. Oh, look at that. Really go away. You do not need to know what is going on. Dewey is very concerned about this. Oh, there's definitely powder that has come out of there. That was that made it up to 5,000 RPM, just barely tickling the rev limiter for the 2-step. But yeah, look at that. Okay, that's good. I mean, that's what we wanted to see. It is self-clearancing. Here, I'll show you. Let's get this all cleaned up. Dewey wants to eat this more than about anything else in life right now. Okay, here we'll cut this thing off. So we'll hold the direct comparison. Stop it. There you go. All right, let's go check the other one. All right, so this one is really dark. And interesting to note, too. All right, now this is some kind of basically sanding dust, right? So a lot more there, but notice here, you get down. You desperately want to see that. It does actually come all the way through. Just saying. Now let's take a little look at it here. So this is on the other side. So that side, inside. And yeah, you can kind of see the rings and everything here left from it. So anyways, that's a lot. I mean, it's not really a lot. Not in the grand scheme of life. Now, you guys might be thinking, and this is like it's not sandy grit. It's nothing like that. It is, I don't even know how. Oh, look at it. There's multi-layers here. Never mind. Look at that. So that is, oh, this is the initial layer. This is the middle layer. This is the top secret one. This one really works well. Then it's all the way through on that side, and then you can just see, it's a little harder to see because of blue. So that's pretty interesting. But anyways, it is not, I mean, it's not like grit. It's not, I'm not blowing sandpaper into the engine or sand to the engine, nothing like that. This is so fine, microscopic. It just will not do anything. So I'm not worried about it at all. So let's take a look at, I think we'll take the covers off here and see if we can see any areas where it was touching. My 6 week trailer for the wagon. Upgrades. Let me show you. Rear tires. Bing, bing. Strap down right here. Working on my mount to put the wheelie bars up on top right here. Then my front tires off the race car. So whenever any tire that's on here is actually the race tire, because the street tires would be on the car. Race tires go on here. The front tires are going to go in these nice little pockets. Ratchet, strap right there. And we put my spare tire on the back because I'm trying to always balance out weights in through here. We have my all-time favorite picture of Alex Taylor. I don't know who ever took that picture, but it totally got her true nature. It's weird. Anyways, got that, and then so we're working on all that stuff, and then we did, you notice, the old axle, because this trailer, even though it's been a little over 1,500 pounds, especially if we take a spare transmission, has never had brakes. Hence the old axle. Hence new axle from Discovery Trailers. Thanks, bud. He put together a whole little axle package for me. Cheap. Really appreciate it. Go look at those guys for trailer stuff. And a new electric axle, heavier duty leaf sprung instead of torsion axle with electric brakes. So my buddy Alex, wiring guy Alex, is going to, not my buddy Alex, my other buddy Alex with the boy Alex, girl Alex, is coming to wire everything up. So I don't even want to screw around with it. Just he'll do it right and put a controller in the car and do all that, blah, 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 all that other stuff. So this is all getting good because we are going for maximum downtime, or not maximum downtime, minimum downtime. So it's always maximum efficiency, minimum downtime. I balance everything all out in here so it's got good tongue weight without tearing the freaking hitch off the car. And trailer brakes now, that's going to be great. But we want to get to the track, unload, change over, make passes, set number one, rock and roll, get back in, go for our drive, do the drive, wagon, pulling the trailer, the wagon trailer. What's the wagon trailer? See, the wagon trailer.
It's got to be a more clever name you can make than a wagon trailer.
Wagon trailer?
Yeah.
Is there a more clever name? I don't know. Come up with a clever name for what the trailer's called. So anyways, just trying to make things efficient and brand new information not yet ever discussed. Kyle Morris, not Val Morris, Kyle Morris is going to co-pilot the wagon with me. We decided all out, full 100%, do it for Dale, the whole shebang. We're doing it. So my wife's still going to be there. Val's still going to be there. She's going to be driving around with camera guy Nate, doing videos, hopefully having some merch there and some other stuff. Because her car, Camaro, obviously is not going to be there, I don't think either. We'll see. We shall see. More update about that later. All right, back to the wagon stuff because it is really interesting. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, I went for this, right? All right. So, now this is the speed sensor right here. That's how it pokes in there. All right. Now,
See some shiny bits.
yeah, I think you would see shiny. Yeah, right there. I'd say wherever it is shiny. Does that show up on the camera?
Oh yeah. It's a lot on that
Interesting.
side.
Huh?
So that right there.
Oh yeah, I think it probably is. Right through there. It's very smooth. As compared to, it's a little bit coarse, so you can definitely feel where it's smooth. Yeah. A little bit right there. Nothing out here except that little line right there, I think. Otherwise, nothing. All right, let's look at that wheel real quick. But you can see a little bit of powder right there. But it's not like it's knocked the tips off of them or anything. There's still, you can hear my finger. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but
Yep.
here you go. Hear that? All right, I think that looks pretty good. Nothing. So everything's all cool there. That looks great. It definitely self-clearance. I don't think there's any problem here whatsoever of continuing on. So I would assume, that like got the initial stuff out of it. Now, since it wasn't, the tubes weren't hooked up or nothing like that, since none of that's hooked up, it's not like I can tell if it spooled faster or quicker. It obviously it wouldn't because nothing was hooked up. Looking to see if it touched anything out here. Oh yeah, I think it did. I think right there. Right there, it just touched. I don't know if you can see that light.
Right
I can see it from this side, yeah. So just a little bit, and that's a solid 10 thousandths. So, all right, that's pretty interesting. Oh yeah, a little spot right there. Yeah, interesting. Dang it, Nate, you're in the light.
I can see all the shine
Huh?
from here.
You can? There you go. Okay, interesting. All right. Hey, that's good to know. So, on the oil pump, I think the oil pump is, I don't know. I guess if it was, I figure it's 3 to 4 psi better. If it was 5 psi on 50 psi, that would have been 10%. And when it's up on the RPM stuff like that, it just comes up on the bypass, so none of that stuff matters. All I'm really looking at is idle. Oh, some people ask, why is it you're bothering doing that? Because it would be on the bypass the whole time. Not when it is 200 plus degree oil temperature and idling, sitting in traffic light. Okay, which is exactly what this car does. Goes, makes 5-second passes, not yet, and then drives and sits at traffic lights with a trailer hooked on the back of it. So anyways, I'm doing it for idle because at the low RPM idle, the lowest RPM idle, these things will only make 25-ish pounds oil pressure. I like it to be a little bit more. And I can spin the pump a little bit faster. That's all cool because you get to 2,000 RPM and then things making 40, 50 pounds oil pressure again. But anyway, so that's why we're doing the oil pump. So I guess the oil pump is maybe in between 5 and 7% better. Difference? Let's put it difference. Same engine, same clearances, same everything. Different pump. That's it. Change pump. Actually, sorry. Same pump, just coating. There we go. And then the turbos, that'll be interesting. Now I'm really kind of excited to see what that does. I don't know if in the grand scheme of life it makes the car go from 595 to 575. I don't know. I doubt it. But it can't hurt. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's going to be cool. So anyways, all good in the hood. This is Thursday. And next Tuesday, we're going to have a video coming up. What's it going to be out? about? No idea. Have no freaking clue. We'll figure it out when we get there. But it's going to be getting right back after it first of the year. I see Kyle's working on Gen 3 Hemis over there in the dining room. I'm all basically done. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I am going to do? We didn't do it on this video. For sure, Tuesday, I think we will show you the rear end inspection. King of all rear ends back there. 12-inch diameter. 2-year warranty. I think I'm on year 2. Pretty sure I'm on year 2. Yeah. Don't forget me, Mark Williams. And so year 2 of that, gonna inspect it, look at the oil, make sure everything all looks good. Drive shaft has to come out, goes back to Gulf Coast drive shaft. Our buddies over there, so they can verify everything. And what else was it? Oh, the tires. So on those great big 20-inch wide wheel, if you remember that whole deal, go look at that video. That's cool. That whole 20-inch wide wheel and how that spread and changed and kind of turning my great big 36-inch tall slick into a radial tire, kinda. Anyways, come back Tuesday. I'm Steve Morris. Have a great day. Oh, and a great new year.